If you're using Microsoft Teams and want to get better or faster at using messaging and chat, then this tip's for you. My name's Richard and I'm from Arcible, and in this video in our Microsoft Teams tip series we're going to be exploring some of the features and how you can get better and faster at using chat and messaging. If you've been following our Microsoft Teams tips series, then hopefully you're already doing well in meetings and you've got a good handle on using those and live events. In today's instalment, we're going to dig into messaging so that you can use some of the other features, learn what options are available, and really get the most out of the chat and messaging experience that's available to you. So we'll head on over to the PC now and we'll take a look at that. If you like this video, and if you like any of the other videos in our Microsoft Teams tips series, then please do give the video a like and subscribe to our channel and receive notifications when we post new tips like this one. Okay, so we're in Microsoft Teams, and on the apps panel on the left hand side we can click the chat icon to take us to the messaging and instant message portion of Microsoft Teams. So the first thing we're just going to cover is how do you find people, and the fastest way for you to be able to do this is using the search box at the top of the page up here. Now if you're into keyboard shortcuts, the keyboard shortcut for this is Control E. So we can hit Control E, that takes us straight up into the search box, and we're just going to type in the name of somebody and up pops that user into the chat. So as we can see, this is a new chat, but if it was an existing chat then we would see the messages in the window just here. So up in the top right hand corner we've got some quick actions that we can do if we wanted to break out from chat. So we've got three purple icons here. The video icon lets us start a video call, the phone icon lets us start an audio call, and the other icon there lets us start a screen sharing. Now at the moment this is a one-to-one chat, but if we wanted to invite additional people into the chat to participate, we can press the little icon here to add extra people in and get them involved in the conversation as well. So in terms of chat, we've got the obvious box at the bottom here where we've got the tooltip type in new message, and we can just start typing any old text in there to send that message to the person. Now, in terms of the text editor, if you hit enter on the keyboard or you press the button down here in the bottom right, then that's going to send that message. One tip here is if you wanted to send a message with multiple paragraphs, you can use the keyboard shortcut Shift Enter. And what Shift Enter will do is it will take the cursor down onto a new line and allow you to type multiple paragraphs. So if we do that now, you can see there that we've now got 2 paragraphs of text. So that's useful if you need to send a longer message. Across the bottom here, we have all of the various different controls that are available for formatting our message and using extra features. So the first and most obvious one is this A with a little paintbrush symbol underneath it. And if we click that, then that's going to expand this message window, and it's also going to show us this toolbar with all of the additional options that are available. So we've got the usual options that you'd expect to see in a rich text editor, like bold, italic, underline, strike through. We've also got an option here to do text highlighting with a highlighter pen. We can change the font color, we can change the font size, and we've also got some built-in styles that we can use with this drop down. So if we wanted to put any kind of headings into our message, we can do that. We've got the options here for creating bullet lists, numbered lists, and increasing and decreasing the indent for those. We can use the speech marks here to insert a quote. Maybe we wanted to copy some text from a web page or from a document somewhere. We can sort of specify to show that that's a quote. And if we need to insert a hyperlink into our message, we can do that with this little lock icon here. If we press the dot 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 menu, we've also got some additional options. So we can insert code snippets. So maybe you're a developer or some kind of coder and you need to send a piece of code to somebody. You can use this to format and highlight that as code. And then you've also got an option here to insert a table if you need to. Now, just a couple of quick keyboard shortcuts for some of these. These keyboard shortcuts work in all of the Microsoft Office apps. So if you're using Word, Excel or PowerPoint or Microsoft Teams, all of these will work. So if you wanted to make some text bold, we can use Control B. And if I now type, you can see that that text is bold. And we can also see that the bold symbol in the toolbar is lit up. Similarly, we can use the keyboard shortcut Control I to turn on italic, and we can use the keyboard shortcut Control U to turn on underline. And once we've typed our text and we've got our message formatted, we can press the send icon, as we said, down in the bottom right, and that's going to send that message. But what are some of these other options? Because as you can see, there's quite a few along here. So the next option we've got is delivery options, which is this exclamation point just here. And when we send a message in Microsoft Teams, there are 3 different options that we can use. So by clicking on the exclamation point, we can reveal those. So a standard message is the default setting for when you send a message. The second option down here that we've got is important. And the difference between standard and important is that when you send an important message, it will appear with this red exclamation point next to it. So hopefully the recipient of that message will see that this message is more important than a normal message. But important messages still follow the same notification settings that the users have configured on their Microsoft Teams client. Now the third option that we've got here is really useful, and that's urgent messages. And so when you send an urgent message, what will happen is, as it says here in the little description, the recipient of the message every 2 minutes for 20 minutes, so that's going to be 10 times, the user's going to get a notification to say that they've received an urgent message that they need to read. And once the user does read that message, the notifications will stop. But this is obviously really useful if you need to send a message out to people that you absolutely want to make sure that they see, and that they see as soon as possible. So moving on through the options then, the paperclip option is to enable you to attach a file to a message that you send. We've got the little emoji icon here, and if we click on that, that brings up a list of available emojis, and we've also got a search box that we can type in to filter down what we want. Now, a really useful tip if you want to use emojis in messages that you're sending is we can bring up this emoji pad just by hitting the colon key. So that's shift and then the key just to the left of the @ symbol. And if we use that keyboard shortcut and then start typing, you can see that it's bringing up a list of emojis that match the letters that we've started typing. So if I wanted to type the emoji for somebody laughing, I could do colon and then ROFL, and you'll see that that brings up that emoji there. So that's a good way for you to get those in quickly and easily. So the next option we've got here is GIF. This is powered by a service called Giphy, and you may be familiar with these from the internet. You know, sometimes people call them memes, and they're obviously good just to add a little bit of fun and character to your messages. The next option we've got here is to schedule a meeting. So if you're chatting away with somebody and you decide that you need to set up a time or something structured to have a discussion about something, you can use this option just to schedule a meeting between the two of you or bring in extra participants for that. The next option we've got here is Stream. So we'll be doing another video in the future on Stream, but Microsoft Stream is a service that's part of Microsoft 365, and it's best described as YouTube for enterprise. So it's a video platform for you within your organization. And so if we click on this stream icon, what we can do is we can paste a link to a Microsoft Stream video into our chat, and then that will appear in the conversation, and the recipient of the message will actually be able to play that in line within Microsoft Teams. The next option we've got here is Praise. So Praise is an app that may or may not be available within your Microsoft Teams tenant. And what you can do with Praise is it's a way of sort of showing thanks to another user. So you can send praise to somebody to sort of say thank you for helping with something, or a job well done, something like that. We've also then got this ... here, and that's going to allow us to look at additional apps that we can add into this chat and to this messaging. So if we click on this, we can see that immediately we've got some suggestions. So Bing News, Places, which is with Bing Maps, Microsoft Stocks, Microsoft Weather, and Wikipedia search. These suggestions will change based on what you use and how you use Microsoft Teams, and obviously what apps are available to you based on what your admin's configured. You can also hit the More Apps option down here, and we can access the full list of apps that are available for things that we can optionally include in this messaging. So to get back to where we were, we can just hit the chat app again on the left hand side. Now, once you've been using chat for a while, this list on the left hand side where it says recent will start to build up, and will start to show you all the conversations that you've recently been involved in. Now what we can do is, if you saw there, by clicking on the ... option next to a participant or a conversation's name, we've got a few other options here that are available to us now. So one of the new features that's now available in Microsoft Teams is pop-out messaging and chat. And so if you're on a dual monitor or multi-monitor system, this is really useful, because what it allows you to do is move a particular conversation or meeting to another screen, so that you can carry on doing one thing in Microsoft Teams on one screen and another thing on another screen. And you can do that just by clicking on pop-out chat. The other option that's really useful here is pin and add to favorite contacts. So when you've got a really long list of different conversations going on here, what will happen is if you choose to pin a conversation, it will get moved to a pinned list, and the pinned list appears at the top of all your other conversations. The notify when available option at the bottom here is useful for co-workers or people that need to know when other colleagues are available, but obviously you just need to use this with caution, because you don't want to be necessarily snooping on what other people are doing and when they're available and away from their machine. But if you choose to enable that option, you'll get a little pop-up notification when somebody becomes available. This is obviously useful if you need to speak to somebody, but you can see that they're currently on a call, so you could set this to notify when available, and you'll get a message to say when that person becomes free again. The other thing that is useful when you start to have a lot of conversations here is being able to find something that was said previously in a conversation. Maybe somebody said something to you a few days ago or a week ago, and you can't really remember what it was, but you know that you need to find that message to get back to it. We can use this little funnel icon up here, which is going to allow us to filter out the messages that appear in this list. So if we click the filter, we can start typing something that we want to search for. And when there's matches available, you'll see them appear in this list. And then what you can additionally do is you can filter by specific conversations. So if you know that the message was from a certain individual, you can choose to filter that by messages received from a specific person, and then it will help you pick that out from the conversation. So hopefully after today's Microsoft Teams tip, you now know more about the features that are available in chat and messaging. You'll be faster at messaging and you'll be able to make the most of the features available to you. Don't forget, if you have liked this, then please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell to receive notifications. We try to post Microsoft Teams tips regularly, so you'll get informed when these are released so that you can watch them and find out more. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon. Bye bye.